I just picked up this 1976 Chevy K10, and she's been off the road for a number of years. Honestly, guys, I don't know how many years it's been off the road. The story I've got is that it come out of Alabama, it made its way to Mississippi, it was used as a mud truck for a number of years. So honestly, I don't know. Maybe in this video, we'll see how long it's been off the road. First glance, you can tell the old boy that had this thing, he must have wanted to play chicken with trains or something. I don't know. That bumper probably weighs 200 pounds. Honestly, I have no idea. I just know it's really thick, and it's probably some like 1/4 inch walled or something. It's massive, and it was, you know, looking at it, I'm not gonna lie, I do like C10s. I know this is the first one for the channel, but I'm not a fan of the fabricated bumpers. I like the old sleek stock looking C10 bumpers. So more than likely going to be looking for a replacement for that, because here's the thing, this is the first vehicle, the very first out of all the vehicles in this yard. This is the very first vehicle. As soon as it come through that gate, the wife said, "We're keeping this one, huh?" I said, "No, I wasn't planning on it." She said, "We're keeping this one, huh?" I said, "Well, I guess we're keeping this one." So y'all, meet my new permanent addition. Let's get a little bit more of a look at it. Interior is, the seat's still there. It's a little bit missing. And a gun rack. Let's see what's behind here. Not a lot. Some pouches or anything in there? Snakes, spiders? No speakers. What's in here? Lug nuts. Okay, we'll probably keep them. We're going to remember those are there because we might need them here in a little bit. So, dash has been ripped out of it. Now, I'm going to say this. This is probably one of the most aggravating things about the truck, is somebody bedlined the whole interior. Like, I mean, thankfully though, it's kind of, you can kind of scratch it off with your finger, so I don't think it's going to be difficult to get off. Because, I mean, y'all, these painted dashes that are the actual color of the vehicle, that stuff's nice. I don't know why anybody would want a bed liner over it, but I don't know. It kind of is what it is. But I mean, as you can tell, the cab has got some rust in it, you know, all up through here, you know. But I mean, that's kind of all fixable. We can get to it eventually. Here's probably one of the vehicles parked. That does nothing. Hey, big man. Yeah, the key does nothing. I do have a key for it, but it does absolutely nothing. Dash pad actually looks halfway decent. You know, I wish it had the bezel around everything, but you know, it kind of is what it is. Then we're switching the floor. Okay. Okay, that doesn't work. It just stays down. Great shape. It has some rust. You can see where somebody has been in here and they've already put at least a little bit of metal in it. This whole piece needs to be replaced. And the door or the floor mats they're t-shirts. They're actually pretty nasty. Oh, check this out. Somebody has got some tinfoil for a fuse up in this rig. Now here's the other thing. I don't think any of that mess works, because as you can tell, that should be attached to the column, which is it's not. So somebody was definitely trying to hot wire it. Got a little bit of rust coming through. Kind of is what it is. Oh, there's some more rust. We'll just leave that alone. And there's one thing I did find over here the other day. A snake skin. Let's get a look on the back. Oh, this is what we got to do. Now here's the gun. I'll hang up our pew pew. There we go. Right there behind us. What's this thing called? The Revolutionator. I'll show that loud and proud. Some bottles, we got some cleats, there's a boot right there. Can't find the other one, so that's unfortunate. We've got a car seat. Railroad spike, piece of non-metallic flex, you know, just, I believe it's been parked for a while, and you know, it has been the trash truck, and you just, when you don't want it, you just throw it back there. Pretty sure that's what's been going on with this poor truck. But we did get a set of jumper cables. It's got the famous GM hood line. Yeah, it's bent, but we can get something under there and fix it. Small block 350. You're welcome. Yep. We got an old small block 350 with the Edelbrock intake on it. The Performer, I do believe. So somebody has hopped it up, which kind of leads into the story of maybe it was a mud truck. Long tube headers. Looks like the engine has been sprayed orange. Like I said, I don't know the history, and the people I bought it from, they didn't know the history. Let's check and see if the old carburetor's free. Yep, it's free. Let's see what the oil looks like. Doesn't look too bad. Smells a little bit like gas, so somebody's been trying to get it running. Let's get a wrench down there on the crank bolt, spin it over. So I got the old 5/8 socket and the whole family with me, so let's see. It's kind of tight, but it's probably on a compression stroke. Oh yeah, it's moving over free.
Mama. Mama.
Oh yeah, we're good to go there.
Okay.
So let's start pulling spark plugs. See what they look like. First thing to do, let's figure out where number one is. So find our number one cylinder, follow the plug wire back. That's it right there. It's number one cylinder right here. What we're gonna do, we'll pull it off, because I'm just gonna haphazardly pull all these plug wires off, these spark plugs, and I'm not really gonna be paying attention to where they come from. But if I know where number one cylinder is, you can figure it out. It's a small block Chevy. Not very tight.
What? Mama.
I plug number one out. All in all, not a bad looking spark plug. It's a NGK V-Power number 9. But as you can tell, the engine, I mean, looks like it's running a little rich. Not bad. Oh. This is the first set of plugs on an engine with headers that I have not felt like I need to go to church right after I'm done taking the plugs out. You know what I mean? Two of you out there know what I mean. I'm having to get creative on one of them. And I'll just show you this. I know I've shown it to you before, but sometimes with headers, you gotta put the socket on, and you gotta use a wrench on the socket. It's just one of them things. kind of oily, but like I say, y'all, not a bad looking plug. So this is your even bank, front to back, all fairly the same. This one is more dry, and as you can tell, the gap is kind of closed. I don't know, it was probably dropped and then just put in. So I think one thing I'm gonna do before I go to put them in, I'm gonna clean them up with just some brake clean. They don't need a lot, y'all. These are relatively new plugs, and I'm gonna gap them. I think the gap on these is supposed to be like 43 thousandths or something for an HEI distributor that's back there. These look to be in the 30,000 range. Now, I'm not saying my eye's a micrometer now. Don't go thinking that, but I did spark plugs not too long ago on a Camaro. Now, it was a little while back, but I seem to remember the gap being a little bit bigger after. I did find that we're gonna have to put at least one plug wire on here. She just got into the header, and we're gonna need the 10 horsepower from that cylinder, okay? We're gonna want it, probably gonna need it. That plug around the boot, not as bad. I'm gonna go get a plug from off of my shelf that's used and replace that one. Now, before I do the cleaning, I wanted to check and see what the spark plug gap is. I just did some Googling for you, the folks that are gonna comment and say that I was wrong, and it's supposed to be 45 thousandths, and I said like 43. Sorry. But these, now, this is the cheapest spark plug gapping tool you can get, but these they're less than 20. I can't even get a 20 thousandth in there, and these are all less than 20. So yeah, I was right. Just by taking the first plug out, I could tell that it was a little low. So what I'm gonna do now is let's clean them up. I lost my little spark plug cleaning up brush, so I'm gonna have to use a drill. It's just brass, y'all. Not too crazy. It already looks better. Now we'll just, like that, take the rag. Almost good as new. Oh yeah. See, and I mean, I know it's gonna be hard for this camera to pick up, but that's the difference. I mean, I could tell that by eye that was way too little a gap. So yeah, I don't think I'm some famous genius mechanic now. I just have done a little bit of this and know a little bit about a lot of bit, but not a lot about a little. Spark plugs are done. Let's go put them in. So all the 8 plug wires are in. That one is extremely long, but nah, it'll be all right. Since we're here and I don't feel like walking back into the shop, God gracious, I just noticed this. Look at the washers. I bet if I took this off and got a shorter bolt, I'd probably be able to save some money or make some money back on this deal selling washers. Holy macaroni. All right, sidetracked. Let's get this carburetor, or this air cleaner off, so we can get a look at this carburetor. Huh. That looks a lot like a Edelbrock carburetor to me. One problem I do see, kick down cable is installed. Fixed, just like that. Let's go get our battery, see if she'll roll over, see if the starter works. I think it will. You see, you probably can't see down there, but it has a new starter on it. The more I look at this thing, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe 8 years off the road, maybe less. There's dirt daubers everywhere. It doesn't look like it's been on the road in forever. It might have been running in 8 years, but I don't think it's been on the road, like actually been registered and tagged and whatnot, and been on the road for a long time. I can't find any paperwork inside of it. Usually, you know, if somebody has had it on the road, they'll have some receipts or registration. There's none of that in this vehicle. Old Faithful, same battery. Okay, so red's negative, black's positive. whatever. Y'all probably can't see that, but that is a horrible connection. We're gonna try it anyway. I got nothing. Truck hasn't burnt down yet. Let's see if it'll roll over. All right, I got my clicker. Put one in right here on that screw. Conveniently, somebody put a butt connector right there, and whenever they went to strip it, they stripped off about 9 feet too much. So that goes down to the starter, so I can put my thing on the bare copper that's showing. Contact. It's got a little bit of a gallop to it, but it's okay. It sounds pretty good. Been sitting for a while. Maybe some rings need to come back around. Let's figure out how to give it spark. So if you want to get a small block Chevy running with HEI, this is what you need. Now I know for a fact that key doesn't work. I already showed y'all earlier that it doesn't work. So I just get me some wire, get me a female spade connector, and I put that on there, and a pair of stake-ons and pinch, and that's it. So you see that pretty big red wire back there on the HEI? Whoop! Take that off, and we'll put our jumper wire in place of it. Put that back on. So now all we need to do is find the other end of this 15-foot long jumper wire, put it on the battery, turn it over, and y'all know what I say about HEIs. They sit great. They'll sit for years and years and years and years and just come back to life. So we're gonna hope and pray that this is the same way with this one. I didn't think about it, and I just put all the cleaned up spark plugs back in the engine. I need one to see if we have spark. So let's grab one. Yeah, that'll do it. Take the number 1 cylinder spark plug wire off of it, put that plug on this wire, and just lay it in the engine bay, and then we'll be able to tell if we got spark. Get the other end of this, strip it about that much. Twist it up. Take number 1 back off. Put our new to us spark plug on there, an auto light. We'll just find us a decent ground. Probably somewhere around this intake manifold to be a decent spot. Right in there. All right, let's see if we got spark. Yep, we got spark. Just like that, y'all. Let's get some gas. Now, y'all know me. I only like to use the finest of concoctions to run my small block Chevys. That's right. Good old Husqvarna 2-cycle engine oil and 87. The cheapest you can get of everything. Let's put our ignition back together. That's on. And that's on. I don't know where the bin is. We're just gonna something like that. Give it a shot. I don't know why I did that. It's almost like we're leaking spark. Oh yeah, baby, run! Oh, I need some more, Oh, that was too much, but yes! That's another one saved and running. Let's see if we can keep it going a little bit longer. I'm gonna put you down. I'm out of hands over here. Everything's trying to eat my wires. All right, don't be ornery on me. Undoubtedly, it's getting gas. It might be. Undoubtedly, it's pulling gas from somewhere. I don't know what the gas is like, but it's pulling gas from somewhere. That starter sounds perfect. It almost sounds like the timing's a little bit off. Yeah, I'd say the timing's a little bit off. Oh. All right, let's get a wrench. It sure ain't happy, but it ran.
Well, folks, he thought that this was going to be an easy, simple Willitrun. And as you can see, he is sitting in the cab, and this is by no means an easy Willitrun.
It's running. Now guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've been changing ignition modules, spark plugs, anything you can think of to make this thing run, and it all turns out that carburetor's so junk. It's just junk, and it was flooding it the entire time. That's my bad. That's my bad. It actually sounds pretty decent, but I'm gonna have to tear through this carburetor to rebuild it on it a little bit. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fill my little hot sauce bottle back up, fill the vents back up on weed eater gas, and I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. comfortable enough changing the oil on it now. Earlier I was a little worried, but it actually sounds like a decent running little engine. Alright y'all, here's a quick way to tell if you run it on all 8. If you got long tube headers, I know people say use water bottles, but I just do this. That's hot. That's really hot. That's almost as hot. That's really hot too. So you just almost burn your fingertips off. And then you can tell if you're running on all 8 cylinders or not. I know you can spray water on it and not risk your fingers, but I don't have any water right now. I'll just touch them. Been doing it for a long time. Don't do that. If this son of a gun's been running for 45 minutes, you're not going to have any fingertips left. But a quick little jog, it's not going to be hot enough to burn everything. See, it doesn't even hurt right now. So I got an idea. Let's just jam it in gear. So since we're just fixing to jam this thing in gear and see if we've got gears and it'll move, I don't know if we have brakes, but let's just do this. Let's just put fluid in the brake master. I don't even know what it looks like. Oh, it's completely empty. Well, don't know if this is going to work. We're just going to see. We're just going to, yeah. Probably a waste of brake fluid, but at least if I hit the house and the wife says what happened, I'll at least be able to tell her, well, I put brake fluid in it. I don't know what happened. We haven't got hot enough or haven't run it long enough to warrant even really needing a cooling system, but I got a water hose, so we're just gonna fill it up. I don't know if you can see down there, probably can't. It looks to be about, I don't know, 6 inches from the top. So we'll just fill it up. We'll let it bubble out as much as we can. All right, we got the carburetor full. We got my ignition wire running through the cab. I got the one going to the distributor running through over here. I know I said that I didn't want to get in here knowing that Lucifer was in here with me, but we're just gonna have to risk it. Maybe he's gone. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna get it fired up, and then I'm gonna jump in here and try to hit drive. There's my ignition switch for now. If I need to, I'll just pull it apart. I'll be right back. Alright, let's go. No brakes. Perfect. Slight miscalculation on my part. Probably should have checked the transmission. It's at least a quarter too low. Let me go see if I got any ATF in this shop. Probably not. Probably gonna have to make a quick run to the local gas station and buy every quart they got of Type F. All right, I'm just now getting back from the old gas station, getting the best Type A ATF that they had to offer. And this is going to take forever, because usually you want to do this whenever it's running so it'll suck it down and put it in the pump. But I ain't got that option, because, well, this thing's a pain in the butt to keep running as of right now. So I'm just going to fight with it for a little bit. Do we have gears now? Oh, we got gears! brakes. Look at this. I got it in low. As low as she'll go. It's gonna creepy car all around the yard. Oh, it's a bear to turn. Oh. First drive and I don't know how long. Got no idea. But she's just crawling around the yard. I think the wife's making a TikTok. That be enough. I don't want it to park right here either, so we need to move it somewhere else. Probably need to fill the carburetor back up. Alright, we got him back to the original position. I'm gonna let it pull everything out of that carburetor. And there it is. It just pulled everything out of the carburetor. We're actually starting to build a little bit of heat. Linkage is off, vacuum advance for the distributor off, vacuum for the breather off. That's about as hard as a rock. Probably need to replace that, but I ain't doing it right now. This is vacuum going down to the transmission. Take that off in a minute. That was loose. That was loose too. Okay. That was a vacuum leak that I didn't even know about. Perfect. That was loose. And that was loose. Okay, so the carburetor was just about to fall off as it was. Perfect. Well, at least it's a square bore 4150 style. I think that's what it's called. Y'all can roast me in the comments. I really don't care. But push comes to shove. So this is not the right gasket, like at all. That's a piece of rubber. Looks like it. Honestly, this looks like something we would use to isolate bus bars. Not going to reuse that. But push comes to shove, I have a Holley carburetor in the shop that we could possibly put on this. We got our carburetor off, and just to make sure nothing gets inside of our intake manifold, got a trash bag and a 2x4 on top of it. So we're gonna grab a couple tools. Don't really need a whole lot. We're gonna get in the shop, take the top half off of it, maybe figure out at least what type of carburetor it is, so I can see if O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Advanced or Napa or somebody will have a kit. Got a couple kits here for Holley's. Maybe we can scrounge some stuff together. Probably not. Probably just gonna clean it up and hope to the good Lord above none of the gaskets ripped, put it back together. All right, now, before we just start putting the screwdrivers and the pliers and whatnot to it, take a picture. Take a couple. Don't just take one. I just did that for the camera. Because if you're ever going to get it back together, you better have another one to look at or some really good pictures. So, lucky me. The carburetor's full of junk. I've ripped the gasket on the way out. Both needle and seats don't appear to be working at all. And I have no idea what type of carburetor it is. So I'm just going to disassemble it some more, see if I can find a part number on it, and try to find a kit. I'll see you in the morning. All right, we're back for day 2. Number 1 on the list is change the oil in old T-Bow. You know, as I was editing last night, I didn't show y'all a whole lot of why I've been calling it old T-Bow. And that's because it's in big bold letters right on the windshield. So it's kind of stuck around here. My whole family calls it old T-Bow. The wife calls it old T-Bow. All my friends kind of call it old T-Bow, the ones that have seen it. So, but y'all comment down below if y'all want it to be called something else. We're kind of set on old T-Bow. Not bad looking oil. It's pretty black, but not bad looking oil. It's already got a Wix filter on it, so undoubtedly the oil in it is at least somewhat new. Or somebody changed it before they started trying to get it running. Who knows? Got the new filter on, Wix brand of course, and nothing but the best and finest and cheapest T4 heavy duty diesel oil to go back in. Finished off that quart, pre-filled the oil filter with a quart, and I'm gonna pour this gallon in, and if we need a little bit more, I'm sure I got something in there that we can pour in. While we're here and I'm thinking about it, before we get to the carburetor, let's fill up this power steering pump. Maybe it'll come back around. I got some Lucas power steering fluid for my drift car, so we'll just throw it on over in here. These 33s are a little bit of a bear to wheel over by hand. That's way too much. That's all the way to the top. It'll be okay. What I'm gonna do about the whole carburetor situation is, I've got this. My uncle gave me this carburetor whenever he passed away, and I rebuilt it, and it's been sitting in my shop for a long time. So I looked for a kit for that, whatever carburetor it is in there. Couldn't find one. Found something that was close to it. Didn't want to spend the money and be wrong, so I just swapped over the linkages, and we're gonna run it. Yeah, I think we'll actually tighten our bolts down a little bit more than what they did. Maybe try to avoid any vacuum leaks. Alright, for now I think we're gonna abandon the vacuum going to the transmission, just because we don't need it for our purposes today. Put the vacuum going to the vacuum advance going to the distributor. So here's my fuel system. It's pretty crude and doesn't look the best, but it'll work for now. I just want to see what's going to come out of that tank. I wanted it to kind of be away from everything, so I don't have to worry about this fuel filter getting caught up in a belt or on an exhaust pipe and burning up. And I want to be able to get to it if I've got to change filters pretty often. So I think now, let's go ahead and put the temperature sender in. And we're going to just run it over here best we can, keeping it out of the way of everything. And we'll put it right here. I know it's covered up by the hose, but that was the only spot I could get it. That is froze up tighter than Dick's hat band. That one's too small. This was the only place it could go. One thing I didn't do is figure out the oil pressure yesterday, but we get it running right now. We'll go in there and see what the oil pressure gauge is reading. All right. Roll on to. Just like that. Oh, we got a fuel leak somewhere. That's pretty tight. Let me get that too tight. That's... Let's go see what the oil pressure is. 50 pounds at idle. I'll take that. Almost one finger power steering. It's still got a little bit of air in it, but I believe we can get that out. Keep working it. Probably needs more fluid. It was bone dry. All right, now that everything's 952,000 degrees, let's wire it up. I got a push button. And I got a toggle switch. They both handle up to 20 amps. Probably not going to fuse it as of now because this thing's not going to sit with a battery in it until I want to drive it. But somebody already conveniently put 2 holes in the dash here. Now, if I have to open them up, I will, but I'm not going to put more holes into this dash because I don't want a lot of holes in the dash. First things first on this wiring job, we're going to cut all that mess off and just get rid of it. We're gonna get some fresh copper everywhere. This that runs down to the alternator, cut that crap off, restrip it. And we're going to send this into the cab. Now, you should fuse this. Yes, I agree. But for now, we're not. Alright, we're going to bundle all this together and shove it down up under this lug, mechanical lug. And we're going to tighten it up. And that'll be sending power everywhere. The goal is we're going to take this wire. This is going to be our supply for the starter button and the HEI. So I'll show you how to wire it up. This is as simple wiring job as you can get. We'll just follow this around and we'll probably shoot through that same hole that I shot the water temperature sensor through. Send the HEI little jumper wire and this jumper wire through it. Good. All right, so this is going to be my constant 12-volt feed right here. So we need to cut it. I'm gonna leave this a little bit long so I can show y'all. If I was trying to do this short, I'd never show y'all what was going on. Put a ring lug on it. Should this be 12 gauge? Yep. Is it 16? Yep. Do I know that it should be 12 gauge? Yep. So, but it is what it is. Now we're gonna make us a jumper. Get you some more. Get you another ring lug. Pinch it. Now we're just gonna pick a side. It doesn't matter. It's just a normally open contact, so it does not matter which side you use. We'll take both of these, put it on the same screw, and put it on the starter button. We have constant 12 volts coming in. We've jumped over. We're going to jump over to one side of our ignition switch.
Hey, good looking.
And this is the hot wire going to our HEI. So we'll strip it, put another ring lug. All right, now we have an ignition switch. We just need to do one more wire going to the starter, and we'll have a starter button. We've got our buttons in. And a line racing revival wouldn't be a line racing revival without the use of at least one wire nut. I didn't have a butt connector, so quickest thing was to just use a wire nut. See if we get sparks. No sparks. Turn the ignition on. So that's pretty good. Let's see if we turn it off. Probably flooded it just a minute ago. My little boy wants to ride. Come on. The whole family has arrived for this one.
Where?
Let's see if we got reverse.
Yep.
Not a lot of brakes, but we got reverse.
There's a stool you about to run over.
She'll tear up my grass too, I see. Good night. I didn't even rump on it that hard. Pretty good running old truck. Whew. we have successfully saved another one. This baby is about one of the best running vehicles I got. It surprised me that carburetor does a lot. I mean, I would have loved to have got it running with its carburetor, but I wasn't spending the money on a piece of junk. So I've had that one for probably 6-7 years, and it's just been sitting on a shelf, and popped it right in, and it seems to be running pretty good. So that's gonna do it for this weekend. Y'all tune in for next weekend. I gotta fix this hood. I believe I'm just gonna fix the hood because I'm tired of it. That's as much as I can get it closed. The hinges are all rusted up, so we're gonna do some extensive work on it. So I'll see y'all next weekend. Thanks for watching. See you later.